Hey there, Booksies. It's Friday. It's time to do my weekly reading wrap-up where I go over the books that I read this past week and what I'm currently reading. This past week, I read a total of 5 books, so let's get into them. The first book that I read this week was Shine and Shadow. This is book 2 in the series. I did like book 1 a little bit more. I gave it 4 stars. I ended up giving this 3.5 stars. However, I am really enjoying this series. This picked up right where we left off in the cliffhanger in book 1. This definitely upped the spice, which I really appreciated. However, this is a why choose romance, and there's a lot of times where I forgot that this was a why choose romance because this was such a heavy murder mystery and plot, and where I do love a good plot and murder mystery, I would have liked a little bit more of the why choose romance in this. However, with that being said, I absolutely loved watching the relationships develop. Every match has such a different dynamic with her. Elodie is very strong and smart. She learns from her mistakes. She really likes to think things through, and she continues to show her strength in this. And for her matches, we have Salvatore, who is a dangerous mafia man who is completely devoted and down bad for her. And then we have Byron, who actually really impressed me in this because I wasn't really feeling him too much in book 1. Really enjoyed him in this one, especially the scene with him and Salvatore. And then we have Cole, who is finally coming around in this one. I just love a man who will literally beg on his knees. And then we have Asher, who I absolutely love so much, and I was so glad that we got to know him more in this one. I want to see more of him in book 3, and I need to know what his glim is. I also enjoyed watching the relationships between all of the matches between themselves, how they really come together and help Elodie and help her try to figure out this murder mystery that's going on. While this gave us a lot of answers that we needed from book 1, there's a lot more questions that we hopefully will get the answers to in book 3. So I'm looking forward to continuing the series. And next this week, I read Beach Club Bloodshed. I had such a good time with this. I ended up giving this 4 stars. This is a murder mystery in Hawaii. We get all of the Hawaiian tropical vibes with this. We also get Hawaiian folklore and terminology. There is action, there's romance, there's humor. This was absolutely hilarious. There is amazing found family in this. And then we also get Salem the cat and Penelope the pig. I had such a good time with this. I highly recommend. So this follows Summer, who is a lifeguard in Hawaii. And one day during her shift, a dead body washes up on shore. Turns out he was a rich man who was murdered. And at the same time, her best friend goes missing. And it turns out her best friend was the last person who was seen with the dead guy. And she was seen arguing and yelling at him. Then suddenly, Summer finds herself in a murder investigation. So then we have Detective Cole, who was on the case, aka Detective Daddy, that Summer likes to call him. He is investigating the murder. Investigation just brings them together, and so she helps him along the case. I thoroughly enjoyed this. This was so good. There's no crazy twist or anything like that. It's a little cozy murder mystery. I just had a great time with it. It was so funny. I loved the cute little flirty romance that she had with Detective Daddy, and it was just a really good time, and I just really recommend it. And next this week, I read Love Overboard. I gave this 3.5 stars. There was parts of this that I absolutely loved. It started off really, really strong for me. However, there's kind of a cheating trope in it. And I know technically it wasn't cheating, but we as the reader and also Ember, the FMC, did not know that. So it didn't really sit right with me. So we have Ember. She is hired as chief stew on this super yacht. She's also going to be part of this reality TV show that is following everybody on the yacht to show how the yacht crew kind of works and like behind the scenes and stuff. And then we have Finn, who is her ex, who 2 years prior worked on a yacht with her and then ended things abruptly afterwards and broke her heart. He is also working on this ship, and she had no idea. And he is the chef on the ship. But he also brought along his new girlfriend, Gisela. So it gets really messy. I really felt Ember's heartbreak through this, and just the yearning and the wanting him back, and just seeing him with his new girlfriend just absolutely broke my heart. The tension and the yearning between them was absolutely so good. But you could just tell between both of them that the feelings never went away and they were just so drawn together. Loved Finn's nickname for her and how it kept coming back up in throughout the book. It really showed how much she meant to him. I also loved how this was written. At the beginning of every chapter, there was kind of a producer interview with the characters in it. So it kind of gave the other characters in this a voice they felt like was going on throughout the whole book. Ultimately, I did enjoy this. I gave it 3.5 stars. The ending of this really won me back. And next I read Taken by Shadows. I gave this 4 stars. This is book 1 in a romantasy series. It comes out August 25th. It pulled me in right away. There is action, mystery, found family. There's kidnapping in it, which I absolutely love. There is slow burn and just really good world building. So this follows Imogen. She is a magicless fae living in a human world. She was dropped off when she was a baby. She never really knew her parents, and she's desperate to know more about her and basically where she came from. So she leaves her human family to try and figure out more about her. She always felt like she didn't truly belong anywhere. She was too fae for the humans and then too human for the faes. She sets off on a journey to uncover the truth about where she came from and who she truly is. Along the way, she meets Cadian, who is our broody, mysterious shadow daddy. And he turns out to be the prince of the Fae King. And he finds out that she possesses Faebane, which is extremely rare and highly sought after. So he is asking her where she got it from. Doesn't want to tell him because it came from where she was before. She's trying to protect her human family. So ultimately he kidnaps her and tells her that he won't let her go until she tells him. Love the banter between them. She is so stubborn and she fights him along the way, and she is not afraid of him whatsoever. I just love the dynamic between them two. The tension between them was so good. The slow burn in this was so good. Of course, the kidnapping just adds to the tension and the banter. Really enjoyed the world building in this and learning more about the history. There was a lot of research that was being done in this so that she could find out where other Faebane was located, so she didn't have to give up where she found hers. And she's also researching to try to find out more about herself and where she came from. The middle lost me a little bit because of all the researching that they were doing. It slowed down a little bit for me, but the ending really picked up again, and I loved everything that was revealed towards the end. Overall, I really enjoyed this. I gave this 4 stars, and I'm looking forward to continuing the series. And lastly, this week, I read A Kingdom of Magic and Rain. Gave this 4 stars. This was really, really good. I loved the relationship and the tension in this. We have Emmeline, who is a magicless princess. All of her family, all of the royalty have magic in their blood. However, hers has been dormant and she hasn't been able to wake it up. Her world is kind of failing, and then they also have wards around their world to protect them from the Fae Kingdom. The wards are starting to fail as well, and so she's really desperate to try and awaken her magic. She can help her family protect the wards and also to protect her land as well. She goes to Adrian Gray, who is very powerful in their world, and asks him to help train her. Gray is very guarded and very mysterious, but reluctantly he agrees to train her. In doing so, she ends up staying with him, and there's forced proximity and there's tension with them, and I love the slow burn romance. Gray is the ultimate green flag. Personally, I love my MMCs to be dark and full of red flags, but I really enjoyed Gray. He was very patient with her. Ultimately, he kind of betrays her in a way of not really telling her who he really is. And when she finds out, she feels betrayed. She feels like she can't trust him. And he works very hard to try and earn her trust again and show her that he truly cares about her and loves her. This is the first book in a interconnected standalone series. It's supposed to release on August 24th. So if you love a good cozy romantasy with lots of yearning and a green flag MMC, I highly recommend this. And I am currently reading this. Listen, I love fantasy romantasy books, but sometimes the titles, they just get me, and the names I can never pronounce. So I'm currently reading this book. I'm about 118 pages in. This has dark magic with monsters in it. I am hooked already and looking forward to continuing this. All right, and that was my weekly reading wrap up. Let me know what you read this week, and until next time, happy reading.